Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Blue Falcon Gaming, and I'm bringing you guys another reflection. It's kind of like my little review series. This time we are talking about Spider-Man 2, and man, do I have a lot to say about this game. This game was great. Definitely a big improvement to me personally from the first game and from Miles Morales. And I got a lot to talk about this game, so I'm not gonna really waste too much time. I'll probably do more reflections on certain walkthroughs, probably more newer games rather than older games, because I mean the older games maybe I could talk about them briefly at the end, but we're mainly talking mostly about the newer games. So if you guys enjoy the reflections, be sure to like, subscribe, comment what you guys think. Really, like tell me what you guys think about the game if you played it. This won't this won't really be spoilers. If you guys want to see maybe like another video where I talk more about my theories and stuff about where they can go with the third game, just let me know and I can do that for you. So right now this is will be the first part of the walkthrough. So there won't really be there'll be minor spoilers if you haven't played it. Um, because there is a main boss. Obviously, you can see that there's a lot of sand, so you can probably tell who's gonna end up fighting in this video if you haven't already seen the walkthrough. But let me get into the reflection now. So, how do I want to structure this? Because I just beat the game the day before I'm recording this, and a lot of stuff is still fresh on my mind. I guess I could talk about the story first. I I think the way they do their stories with Insomniac and their Spider-Man series, I think is actually really interesting because like this Peter Parker, I know the movie ones, especially the one with what's his name from Tom Holland, I think his name is, yeah, from the Marvel series, the one that's been in Avengers and stuff. He's new. He's a new Spider-Man. He's learning stuff, and then he also has the Avengers with him, so he learns about being a hero on the fly. But this one is a little bit more seasoned, more Spider-Man. He's mainly training Miles. So I would say that this story, I like the way that they um like you would think that with it having two different playable characters, you would think like, oh man, one of them is gonna get one of them gonna get the short end of the stick. But I honestly think that they did a good job of blending both of their stories, their character arcs together cohesively, and still making it about them together and individually, and it all comes together really well, tied up nice in a little bow, along with all of the stuff that's going on with Harry and Craven and all of that stuff, Lizard, and all of that stuff. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to talk too much about some of the characters. I mean, Venom's in the game. You've seen it in the trailers. If you haven't, Venom's in the game. But yeah, I think that the story is really good. I like the more grounded moments. Going into like Miles' whole thing with trying to balance his life along with his Spider-Man duties, because Peter's already been there, done that, because he's been doing it for a while. But this is Miles, a little bit more seasoned from his past games, so he's a little, he has a little bit more experience under his belt being a Spider-Man now, and I think that he's really coming into his own. And I don't know, like I said, I don't want to get too much into spoilers or what I think about the next game, but I think that I think he would really be like, if they wanted to like maybe push Peter to the to the background and let Miles take over, but Peter still be there as a mentor. I think that would actually be a really interesting story. Yeah, I like the another thing I like is how they like how can I put this? So the first game, and this is strictly the first game, because Miles Morales really only had like one main, maybe two main villains, but it was really mainly about his friend Finn and the underground and all that stuff. But this game and Spider-Man 1 have in common is that they focus on a collection, like a little core nucleus of villains, and they base the story around them, to make them major players and stuff like that. In the first game, it was mainly Doc Ock and the Sinister Six, Martin Lee and his little inner demons gang, and it's kind of like that in this because Craven kind of takes the role of Martin Lee. Like people were assuming that Craven's gonna be the main villain, but he's not. Obviously, It's Venom, but Craven plays a very, very, very big role in this game, and so is Venom. And there's some other villains that I'm not going to mention in this video, but whether they be in this game or they're gonna be in a future game, they all have their own little, moment in the sun, and I think that it really works well. I like that little method that they do with the story where they'll have a villain in this act and then the villain in that act, and then they have an overarching villain, because that's kind of what's going on here. Sandman is the starting villain. I know some people don't like that Sandman was only just at the beginning and that's it, but it kind of makes sense because the game, we really wasn't expecting. I was not expecting Sandman to be in this game, and they actually put him in the game. And I'm like, okay, if he's gonna be at the very beginning and we fighting this major boss, then like, who knows what else they're gonna do and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's how I feel about the story. Just general thoughts of it. I thought it was paced really well, like really well. The missions, some were kind of long. They were like good chunk, like good length of missions, and I don't necessarily felt like they overstayed their welcome. They were long enough. They were enjoyable. They flowed very well. Nothing really felt padded out. It was just this mission. You have a little bit of a cooldown. Next mission, type like that. It's like boom, 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 and then right to the end. Like you wouldn't. If you really, some people have actually beaten this game in like a day. Like I didn't beat it in a day. It took me about a week, give or take. I didn't do all of the content. I did the majority of the content. I still had to do the symbiote nest, but outside of that, shoot, that's all I had to do. But this part was crazy when I first saw it. Like he really threw Miles damn near halfway across New York, bro, and Miles just slingshot right back into the fight. That stuff was nuts. Let me get into that. So the set pieces, right? This game had some really cool ass fucking set pieces. Like obviously you had this, you had that one mission where you was chasing the lizard. The lizard. They had it in the. If you seen like the very first gameplay trailer that they had for this game, there was like a little mission where you were going on a pier, and they had the black suit for Peter and stuff like that. You're chasing the lizard. So that mission, they had some other missions that I can't get into because I don't want to spoil the game. But yeah, they had like it was just a whole lot, man. Like the set pieces were really good in this game. Like I thought the first game had really good ones, but this game really knocked it out of the park. Yeah, that's really about it. I mean, like look right here. Like you're playing with Miles, but Peter's in the background, swinging around with you. Like that stuff. Seeing that is actually cool as hell. When I first booted it up, like you just have Peter just swinging around, and Miles is in the background, shooting the web wings and stuff like that. That stuff was so cool. Like I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan, but like seeing that stuff really like gets you like just oh my god, this is really happening type thing. But yeah, that's really the set pieces. I guess I could talk about the gameplay. So I mean, it's a Spider-Man game. If you hear anything in the background, that's my brother talking to his friends. Apologize for that. They just talking about I had to do this review, but the gameplay. So I mean, the swinging is literally I don't know how else I can describe the swinging. Like it's good, like simple as that. Like it's good. They introduced the web wings in this game, which personally I actually like using the web wings more than the swinging a little bit because it's like it's just a little bit more freedom, like gliding around the city is actually like you kind of like flying and stuff is actually really cool. But mixing it in with the tricks and the different like web line zipping and point launches and stuff like that, it gives you a really good flow if you can get the hang of it. I know they have like swinging assist on. Some people have it on, some people don't. I had it on like low, pretty much, like because I think if you had it on like high, it'd be a little too much. But the next thing I talk about, I guess, is the combat. The combat is it's still more of the same from what it was in the first game, but I mean that's not necessarily a bad thing to me because I thought it was good in the first game. It's good in this game, along with them introducing more abilities. So if you play Miles Morales, Miles has Venom powers. Obviously, he has his Venom punch, a little Mega Venom blast that blows up everybody, stuff like that. But he has other abilities. And as for Peter, in the first game, Peter was more gadget oriented. They still have gadgets in this game, and they're still a really good tool to use along with your abilities. But they also introduce like a, I guess it called like spider arms or something like that for Peter and stuff, and it gives him abilities similar to Miles, but Miles is still like, if you ask me who I want to play with more, I would play with Miles, because Miles, if you level up Miles's abilities, his Venom abilities, along with just general combos and stuff like that, parrying, etc., etc., Miles's combo and damage output is crazy. Well, especially when you get towards the end of the game and you have all his abilities, you can literally like some of the bosses I was fighting late game, like I could take out damn near an entire bar of their health just by comboing like a couple gadgets into like a Venom punch and then into a Venom jump, and then I don't want to get into too many of his abilities, but then there's like another ability where it pulls them back towards you, and then you can if they get ready to attack you, you can parry it, and then you can keep doing the combo, and then you can do a finisher like right here. Like it's crazy. Peter, they tried with the suit, giving them abilities with the suit, and then obviously there's another suit he gets at the end of the game, which I'm not gonna spoil, but even still, even with the black suit, I still think Miles is the superior like damage output, combo output, potential. I think out of him and Miles, I mean him and Peter, like Miles is just better. Like I don't know how else to put it. That Venom abilities is very OP in this game. Like very, very OP. Like even when like if you guys obviously seen the playthrough, by the time you see this video, the playthrough will be over. You could tell that like even in like very like crazy situations where you're surrounded with a whole bunch of different enemies and stuff, like Miles is good for just clearing everybody out, doing the most damage possible, keeping everything moving and stuff. Peter is in a sense a little bit too, but Miles is just much more effective in just getting all the damage out with his different abilities and stuff, and what they can benefit him by, like giving him extra health or refilling his like Mega Blast meter, stuff like that. So I just think that Miles's Miles's combos and abilities are just a little bit better. But overall, I think both of the Spider-Man are really good to play as. I think that they really improved the combat, giving you more options and stuff. Even the gadgets. The gadgets, if you mix the gadgets in with your abilities, man, you can have a lot of fun. You can have a lot of different combo opportunities, and I think that all works really well. I guess the next thing I talk about is the graphics. I mean, I ain't the craziest graphics guy, but I mean, you literally look at the gameplay, like this game looks great. Like, I was playing this shit on TV, and I was just like, you know what, this like wow. That's all I could say is just like, wow, this shit looks amazing. No pun intended, but yeah, that's all I can really say about the graphics. I didn't have any performance issues. I know this game had bugs. I did have a few. Um, Off the top of my head, I know there was like one time I was like fighting somebody. They got stuck on a bush, and I couldn't hit them. They were just stuck there. Another time, I think an enemy got stuck in the building. I couldn't attack him. I think it was a hunter. Um, Later on, they came back out. I was able to kill him, but I was about to restart, and yeah, it just bugged out. What else happened? Shit. I mean, there was another bug, but I can't remember what it was. I know all the bugs that I saw were in the video, like in the playthrough series. So you may or may not see them. If you catch them, then you'd be like, okay, yeah, that happened. But some people had other bugs that was like more game breaking. I didn't have any of those bugs, so it just all depends on the individual in question, stuff like that. What else can I talk about? Like maybe I could talk about the open world. So the open world, they expanded New York. I think they added like Brooklyn and I think it was Brooklyn or Harlem. I think it was something that they added. I think they added more of Harlem because that was more of Miles' area. So they expanded the map a little bit more. I think they're still gonna expand it more because I honestly think this game's gonna have DLC. I don't know what the DLC will be about, but judging by there's still like a chunk of the map on the right side that's there, but it's blocked off. I honestly think that that's gonna be a part of the DLC eventually. I think so. I think that's how they're gonna do that. And Yeah, but the open world is good. I know a lot of people complain about the side content, like the quest and the collection system. So this is an open world game. Surprisingly, it's a short open world game. I played Assassin's Creed that was also an open world game that was really short. Like usually they like to pad out these open world games, make them really long, stuff like that, and it's just not necessary. Like just make it short. And this one's actually, since it's paced really well, a lot of action. I think honestly, it being short is not even that bad. Like doesn't have to be a very long, extended Spider-Man game. You know what I mean? So the content in this game is, I mean, it's standard open world. Collect X amount of stuff around the map and such stuff like that. But I didn't have a problem with it. You can see like in the playthrough, like some parts were like mainly side content focused. Like I would just go around. Maybe I'll do some blinds, do a hunter base, collect some spider bots, do like some side quest stuff like that. And I never really had a problem with it. I mean, playing as a Spider-Man is fine. Like I never get tired of playing with them, so just be like, you know what? Let me do a side quest here, side quest there, just to break up the pace of just going from quest to quest to quest and not having no cooldown. So I go do that, collect some stuff. I will say this though. I know I didn't do all of the side content in Spider-Man 1 because just didn't at the time. I just wanted to move on. I think that year they had a lot of other games come out when Spider-Man 1 first came out, so I just played the game, beat it. I did a little bit of side content, and then I just moved on to the next game. But this game, I actually wanted to check out more of the side content. And if you like if you finish some of the missions, like you'll get new suits, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. But I think that the way they structured these side content is actually much better to me personally. But that's all subjective. Some people like the content, some people don't. I honestly think that all the side content, all any game can have repetitive side content. It's all dependent on the person itself. If you're not enjoying the gameplay loop and like just playing with the characters and stuff, doing the quests, you're not gonna like the side content. But if you like playing as the characters that you're playing with, you like the combat, you like everything that goes into the gameplay, then I don't think you would really have an issue with the content. But that's just me personally. The next thing I'll get into, I guess, is the customization. And this game has a shit ton of suits. Like, I think I think Peter had like 60 something, and I think Miles had maybe like I think they both had like 60. I think give or take, or maybe 30, and then it's just like 30, 30, and 60 all together. But this game has a lot of suits, like a lot. I didn't even. I think I unlocked the majority of the suits by the time the playthrough was over, but I didn't get all the colorways. I really stuck to like their main suits. Peter, like every now and then I'll switch to his web suit from the first Spider-Man series with Tobey Maguire, or he had other suits like the black suit from Spider-Man 3, or he had the black suit in this game. I would use that. He had another suit that I ain't gonna say what it is. You'll see it in the playthrough if you haven't already. And as far as Miles goes, I mainly stuck with this suit or his like little tech suit. I wanted to use his Into the Spider-Verse suit, but I don't like that they have that little. I don't know if you ever seen a movie. You could tell it's like, is it like stop motion? I guess kind of like glitchy type of thing. It does that in this game, but I don't think you could turn it off. Some people said you can, but I couldn't find a setting to turn it off, so I just never used the suits. But I like the suits though. But yeah, this game has a lot of suits, man. Like so many suits. Like oh my god. If you like customizing your character, you will love this. Like they give you so many different options. Customize the Spider-Man the way you want to customize them. So if you're into that, this is the game. This is the Spider-Man game that you be wanting to play. So there's that. What else I want to talk about? Let's see. Talk about content. Talk about story, graphics, gameplay, the open world. I guess the only other thing I wanted to really talk about was maybe the boss fights. So I can't say too much about the bosses because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Actually no, because I just realized this is a reflection, so you guys would have already seen it by now. But listen, I probably this is me thinking in the future because I haven't actually gotten to the series yet. And like gone around and edited the videos yet. I'm probably gonna keep in on my deaths. I'll be honest with you, cause The bosses in this game are really fun. I played the game on the hardest difficulty before New Game Plus, because if you play New Game Plus, it'll have an ultimate difficulty. It's not, you don't have that difficulty from the start. You have to play on hard mode. So I played hard mode, right? And man, look, I died. How can I say this? Like the game, it depends on how you play the game. So stealth. So if you play the game stealth, this game is easy as hell. I'm be honest, especially if you playing as Miles, because Miles can turn invisible. As long as you don't web nobody up, when somebody else sees them, that's pretty much an insta kill. You just keep going around doing that. It fills up your bar, your little focus bar. That's what gives you finishers. That's what gives you health. It fills all of that up. It fills your abilities. It fills your gadgets. Like if you just stay in stealth as long as you want and then go and fight somebody, you'll be going in with like a full kit and you can just take out the rest of them and that's it. But um, damn, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the boss fight. So I think that they were very challenging, but they were very fun and fair. There wasn't much BS in the game. Like the game has a parry system, right? I I guess this will be a negative as far as a reflection, but I don't like the fact that one, when they do a parry, they do like this little slow, like you guys seen the video, they'll do like a slow choreograph attack and then it changes from yellow to red. And then when it changes to red, you actually have to parry it. Personally, I think that they should, one, cut off the yellow stuff. It should only be red, so that way you'll know that, okay, this has to be parried. And two, it should just be a little bit more faster because it's too choreographed. Like, if you've seen those little dogs, the hunter dogs, I don't know if that's a specific name for them. They're annoying as hell. They killed me a lot. But their parry system actually makes more sense than those ones with the blades or if you fight any boss. Because they don't do no choreographed stuff. They literally just turn red for a second. You parry them, you parry them. If not, you gotta dodge. Pretty much simple as that. Like, there's no yellow, old, slow charge, wind up attack. No, you just in, out. That's it. For the bosses, now, I think this game has much better bosses than the first game by a long shot. Like, that lizard, like Spider-Man 1 realistically only had like one really, to me, because I didn't play the side content. I know the side content has some bosses, but to me, Doc Ock was the final boss was really like the main boss fight. Because when you fight like Lizard and Rhino and Vulture and Scorpion, you fight them, individually together, like, it's whatever. But this game, personally, I can't think of one of those boss fights that were bad. You just saw the Sandman boss fight. That boss fight was incredible. And the crazy thing is that was just the first boss. like, personally, I think the best boss this game has. Man, what did I say? I think the best fight is when Miles fought Martin Lee, Mr. Negative. That fight, cause bro literally summoned a damn Susanoo. If you guys watch Naruto, you see Sasuke or Itachi and them Madara. They got the little Susanoo, little armored guy with a sword. Like, bro literally just summoned a Susanoo out of nowhere and just shooting dang tornadoes and stuff. Like, that boss fight was crazy. I wish I had my commentary, but obviously I'm playing on the PlayStation. I don't really have a commentary set up for that. But that boss fight was good. The Craven boss fight with Peter was really good. Well, Miles and Peter. Miles and Peter is the second best boss fight to me. Like, I was hoping, praying that they would actually do it, and they actually did, and I was so fucking happy. I was like, yes, we finally got a boss fight between two Spider-Men. That's something I never thought I would see in a video game, and we actually got it, and it did not disappoint at all. And then that's another example of when you see like Miles, you chain together his abilities with his gadgets and doing like finishes and stuff. You can see how fast you can whittle down their health, because like some bosses I was struggling with at first, like Lizard. I remember Lizard, he was doing a whole lot. Like, man was doing the most. Scream MJ when she turned into a symbiote. Uh, at first her fight was a little bit hard, but as I start to get comfortable with parrying, I think the bosses really do help you get better at parrying attacks because while you're fighting a whole horde of enemies, like there's a lot going on. You can't really focus on one enemy, but when you're fighting the boss, it really helps you get the feeling of of doing parries because I can tell like this game's parrying system can be kind of, I guess it has a little bit of a learning curve if you want to say that because at first it was kind of hard for me to do like in the earlier videos. I was just like struggling trying to do the parries, but as I fought more bosses like Wraith and Martin Lee, Peter, Venom, all of them, I got better at parrying towards the end. So it's like, yeah, like this is it right here. So by the time the end came, like I just parried that shit. It was nothing to me. Like sometimes I'll like it would just be a regular block. I still take damage, but I was doing more parrying. I was doing less dodging, stuff like that. So the bosses are really good. There's no bad boss in this game, honestly. Like no, like they're all good. They're all good boss fights. So some of them annoying. Yeah, that Venom fight. The Venom fight with Miles towards the end, it's kind of annoying because bro was just spamming that damn attack, and I'm like, man, what the hell? Like, I'm trying to get in and beat his ass, but he just stayed spamming. Like, okay, whatever, bro. So, yeah, his boss fight was a little annoying. Who else fight was a little annoying? Ray's fight was like when she got into that phase where she like blinded Peter. Like, it took me a minute to like get the use of parrying because you can't see her coming. Like, you won't see it until the red pops up. That's what I mean by like they don't have a yellow slow attack. Like it literally just red, you got to parry or else you getting hit type of thing. And I like that because yeah, I'm dying a lot, but I'm learning how to play the game at the same time. So it's like yeah, I'm with this. So yeah, the bosses were really good. No complaints there. The side content is leading to more bosses, and there's gonna be certain characters that I hope are gonna be in Spider-Man 3, which I ain't gonna talk about too much. If you ain't played the side content, but I mean, if you saw the walkthrough, then you'll see like when I did the flame side quest. You see the guy at the end of flame, like he got a symbiote in his hand, and for you that don't maybe not know that much about Spider-Man, she said a specific name at the end, and my bell started ringing because like there's another symbiote that I really want to see in this game that's not Venom, and that's a lot more violent than Venom. So I hope that he is either a DLC or a main villain in the third game. But we gonna see. We gonna see. But I mean that's about it as far as the reflection goes. I can't. What would I say is a negative? What would I say negative about this game? Um, what did I not like about this game? I mean, you guess you could say because it's being short, but I mean, that's not really a negative to me. I mean, some people will see it as a negative. I didn't really see it as a negative, but that's one thing I could probably pinpoint. Like, yeah, that could be improved a little bit. Maybe it could have been a little bit longer. I don't know. What else? What else could be a negative? I mean, some of those. I think they could have had. Hmm. I think they could have had more of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man quests because they only had 6 of them. And with you being, Spider-Man, you would think that hey, we're gonna have some more, we're gonna have some more like little quests hanging around, helping people, stuff like that. But they only really had 6, and I don't know, they could have had more. I don't know. Another thing I'm trying to think. So Miles, so as you guys know, Miles and Peter, they have like a little app on the side, on the right side, like where you see Peter. I mean, not Peter. Miles' little call picture right there. They have an app where they let you pick like what Spider-Man can do what. So the thing about that is the side content. So some side content, right? You do with Peter. Some side content you do with Miles. I believe that's why I should go and went into saying that they should have more friendly neighborhood apps because that app, um, like I think a lot of it was probably more Peter focused than Miles focused because you could it's like some missions require you to be Peter when some require you to be Miles, right? So that's why I said they should probably have more of those missions because more of them were focused on Peter. Um, and then the side content I think was mostly towards Miles, kind of because Peter really only had the little what is it the Emily May Foundation missions and what else he had? He had that and he had something else. And then Miles had Prowler. He had Mysterio. Yeah, I think that's it. So I think the side content could have been more. Damn, I rarely ever did the charge jump. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. So I think that the side content could have been more evenly distributed between the two because a lot of it was just both of them. So like the Hunter Blinds, you can do it both. Chasing the Talon drones, you can do it both. Symbiote Nest, you can do it both. Like I think that they should have maybe separated more of the stuff. Spider Bots, you do it both. Yeah, like they could have just separated more of it to give you more of an incentive to play with a certain Spider-Man outside of the main missions because the main missions, hell, even the main missions, I feel like a lot of them were more Peter focused, kind of in a way. But you know, I think that they could have found a way maybe to like evenly distribute the side content and stuff like that because they kind of did it with the main quest, so they should have did it more with the side quests. I guess that could be a negative because there will be a lot of times where I'm mainly playing as Peter, and I'll be like, damn, I ain't played with Miles in a minute, so I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna just switch to him. But then Miles don't have no quest because Peter has to do all of them. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel. I guess that would be a negative on the reflection. But outside of that, man, this game is fire. If you have not played it, if you got a PS5, go get it. There's no reason not to play this game. This game is great. This game is great. Even if I'm not a Spider-Man fan, I'm sure this game will probably make you one because of how good the game is. Shout out to Insomniac Games, that are developers. You guys didn't know um they also made Spyro the Dragon and they made Ratchet and Clank too. So these guys have been doing a lot of good work. Um Shout out to them. I hope that Wolverine is coming out soon. Maybe next year, maybe year after. Who knows? But after they make this, after they make not this, after they make Wolverine, and then after they make Spider-Man 3, I hope that they move on to make their own game, preferably something that's not Marvel, because I don't want them to be pigeonholed into just making Marvel games. They too talented to just be making one type of game. So we'll see. But I think that's it for this reflection. I just really wanted to get into this because man, I had a lot to. There was a lot that was going on in this game that I really wanted to talk about. But if you guys enjoyed this reflection, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you guys think. If you want to see me talk about more theories and stuff about what I think the next game could be about, let me know. I'm always down to do some different content that's not walkthroughs, and other stuff out there. There's gonna be more other content to differentiate between the walkthroughs and the time trials and stuff. So this is an example of that because we'll be doing some more reflections as well. So if you guys like the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it gaming. I will check with you guys later. Take care.